Hello everyone, in this video we're going to be having a look at the Amazon Fire 7 tablet. This is a 7-inch tablet. It's got a 10240 by 600 resolution touchscreen at 171 ppi. It's got a quad-core 1.3 GHz processor, a gigabyte of RAM, and it's obviously got Wi-Fi and Bluetooth hardware. It's got a rear 2 megapixel camera and a front VGA camera. It's got an SD card slot for up to 256 gigabytes of additional storage, and you can either choose an 8 gigabyte model or the 16 gigabyte model. This is the 8 gigabyte model, and it also, well, its dimensions are 192 by 115 by 9.6 millimeters. Its weight is 295 grams, and now I suppose we can get on to the exciting part, which is unboxing it and seeing whatever is lurking around inside. So, one moment. Okay, so now I'm sitting down on my squeaky chair. It's probably going to make some noises, as it just has. But yeah, so at the back here you can see that it has got the danger of suffocation warnings on the back, which blurs out the writing in the background, and it's quite hard to make out, I must say. But yeah, let's just take this off and see what's inside. Obviously the safety warnings are completely necessary, and that's okay. Right, so here is the box unpackaged from the plastic case in there, and I must say the box looks really nice. It's quite odd the way it's designed. I mean, I've never seen it's sort of like a prism shaped box, isn't it? Triangular based prism. So as you can see on the back here, it's also got some other specifications, like I've already said. I'm not sure. Well, I suppose the specifications must have been wrong, because on here it says the display is 1024 by 600 resolution, not obviously 10,240 by 600 as it said on the other sheet of paper which I've got. So that must have been a bit wrong, mistyped probably. So yeah, there's the correct resolution, 1024 by 600. And as I've already said, it's got the micro SD slot up to 256 gigabytes, quad-core processor, dual band Wi-Fi, and front and rear facing cameras. So there's lots of writing on the back there, as you can see. And yeah, I mean, I really like the casing of this. It really does look sort of rather smart. I've never seen anything like this before. So now let's get to the exciting part. I believe we've got to sort of try to rip that bit off there and then take the top off. As you can see, it's sort of like a goodie bag really, isn't it? Because then that can open. Hang on one moment, I'll just get my tool. Yeah, it sort of reminds me of a goodie bag, because then you can see everything obviously inside there, which is all exciting, and don't quite know what's going to be in there. Perhaps some Haribos or something. Well, it does sort of remind me of them weird old parties, which obviously we all went to as kids, but yeah. Right, so there's the actual tablet itself, and there's a thing. So I put the thing there, and there's nothing else inside the box. So in here, there's probably going to be we have a little manual thing, and we have another little manual thing, and we have a plug which looks very similar, if that focuses properly, very similar to the to an Apple plug, doesn't it? Because they're triangular shaped, except the back is obviously black. And that definitely looks like an Apple style product. The inside of that plug there. If that was all white and a little bit thinner, then it would look precisely like an iPhone charger. Right, we also naturally have a micro USB charger there, well, USB cable, and that would simply plug into the back of this charger. Wrong way, like so. So that can sit over there for the time being, and this is my absolute favourite part. Yes, there we are. I don't think we have any screen protectors, so we can't do that nice thing where we sort of peel it off. But yeah, so there's the actual tablet itself. And should I tell you what I'll do? I'll plug that into charge for a little while, and if it automatically turns off, on, then I'll instantly begin recording. Just another thing as well, the plastic packaging on this is quite hard to get off. You just need to sort of well, I thought it was going to take longer than that, but yeah, it is off now. That, I must say, that does sort of feel a little bit sort of cheap, if I'm perfectly honest. It doesn't exactly feel like there's much in there. Well, obviously there isn't much in there, but yeah, it just doesn't feel particularly brilliant, I must say. But yeah, anyway, let's go ahead and plug it in. So I've just plugged it in and it's instantly started booting up. Oh dear. I'll just move the extension lead over. I wasn't expecting it to do this, I was just expecting it to show a battery symbol. But yeah. Just try to zoom in a little bit. So it seems that everything was pre-installed. I'm just going to reposition the camera because one of the oars from my kayak has decided to come loose. Actually, it all goes wrong at the very exciting bit, doesn't it? Oh dear. And now the legs on my blooming tripod have gone. It's absolutely typical, isn't it? As soon as something exciting happens, everything goes wrong. Right. Very sorry about this. I believe my tripod is now stable. But yeah, we can work through this anyway. If I bring this closer to the screen. Oh dear. Right, so as we can see on there, this is just the welcome to fire screen. And it's already set the language to English because, as you can see, it says continue down there. And don't want to set it to English United States, I want it United Kingdom. And it's already set the original format to United Kingdom as well. So if I press continue, right, it wants to connect to a Wi-Fi network, and I don't think it's gonna give me an option to skip. Okay then, I'll connect it to the Wi-Fi. So after I eventually entered the, obviously, password for the Wi-Fi, it then carried on to, well, it said after that, not now, which was a bit annoying because it didn't say that before, but yeah. As you can see though, it's installed an update, so it didn't take particularly long, which is good. I mean, it has been surprisingly fast, apart from the technical problems we've had with this stupid blooming tripod for my camera. Yeah, it's actually coming along quite nicely. So if you don't want to register your Fire to, obviously if you don't have an Amazon account, which I don't, then you go down to the bottom here and press not now, and then skip, and then it's set up. So thankfully it does work like that, which I was sort of beginning to worry that I bought a £34 paperweight. Right, so after watching the editing, I've decided to remake from this part of the video because the last part was rather rubbish, and Just realised I showed some things about my personal Wi-Fi network. So let's have a look around again. As you can see now, it is in landscape mode, which I must say looks rather nice. And if we go on to, for example, the Silk browser, it does sort of remind me of the Firefox Quantum browser, because it's sort of like got this grey toolbar across the top, and then it's got that rectangular shaped little new tab, well, the tab box up there, as you can see. We do have quite a few options for this. Well, like when we first opened the browser, there was obviously Facebook, YouTube, and quite a few other standard social media thingies. But yeah, YouTube loads very quickly. Everything loads as to be expected. It's got playlists, channels. Hang on, the playlist bit isn't loading properly. I wonder if we can... Oh yeah, we can view it like that. So playlist doesn't want to load for some reason. And we have got the option to look at the About section, which works perfectly fine. And yeah, this is starting to hurt my arm, but yeah, that seems to all have loaded correctly. So that's basically that. Like I say, that looks very much like the Firefox 57 or Firefox Quantum style browser. It might be based off of it, but I definitely think they've taken some design inspiration from it. As you can see, it has quite a few other apps bundled with it. So we've got a calendar app, we've got email apps, clocks, calculators, and just opening calculator gives you a little look at the theme. It has got something called Fire OS. If I scroll down, go to settings, then it should be somewhere down here. Help, and yeah, Fire OS tutorial. So this is its own operating system. To me though, it just looks like Android with a bit of a design overhaul, because it can run Android apps, and it's got sort of Android-y style UI. I'll just quickly pause the video, one moment. So it has got quite a sort of Android-esque UI. As you can see, when we scroll down, it comes up with this little panel here, which in a way reminds me of a Linux distribution I remember reviewing once. I can't quite remember which one it was. It wasn't Deepin OS, it was an Elementary OS. Oh yeah, Ubuntu Budgie. In a way it sort of reminds me of that, because of that whole sort of grey visual-esque theme there. And we've got options to go to settings, look at the Wi-Fi, and we've got blue shade, which is basically like, if I move this closer to so you can see it better, it's got blue shade there, which basically means it's a lot easier on the eyes in the evening. Do not disturb mode, so that stops all notifications from a certain period of time. Yeah, and you've got the options to go to camera as well. The camera is obviously, as I've already mentioned, a 2 megapixel rear facing camera and a VGA front facing camera. I'm sure that means it isn't particularly brilliant. But yeah, that's to be expected. I mean, it was 34 quid from Argos. It's not exactly going to be the best laptop on the planet, is it? So, I mean, that basically rounds it up for this video. There isn't really anything else to look at. All of these ones require you to have an Amazon account, and I don't have one, seeing as I'm not old enough to have one. But yeah, as you can see, it also loads recent applications. You can't access Amazon Alexa unless you have an Amazon account, and I'm not sure if you need to pay for that or not. So yeah, as I say, that basically rounds it up for this video. The web browser, as I say, is surprisingly fast, but unless you have an Amazon account, there's not much you can do with it. I mean, you can look at your emails, you can go on the Silk browser to go to Facebook, and yeah, it's just okay, basically. It isn't the best tablet in the world. Now, I have done some reviews on other budget tablets. The Alba Argos tablet is quite nice, But yeah, if you really want to buy someone a really decent laptop, I would recommend buying them an iPad or a Samsung tablet. If you want to go for Android. But yeah, this one is okay, so long as obviously you have an Amazon account and you don't intend to use it for much, because as far as I've seen, there's only an 8GB model and a 16GB model. There might be a 32GB model or so on, but as I say, you can have an SD card to bring, well, you can add 256GB of storage to it with an micro SD card. So that, yeah, I mean, it basically sums it up really. It's okay. So long as you don't want to use it for anything too heavy. I mean, the processor's okay, a gigabyte of RAM, yeah, it's okay, I suppose. Yeah, so my overall thoughts, as I've already said, is it's okay. It's not brilliant, but at the end of the day, I didn't really expect it to be brilliant, because it was just a £34 tablet. So yeah. It depends really what your budget is, and that's about it really. Like I said, I would recommend, rather than buying one of these, buying an iPad mini. An iPad mini 4 is the latest model. That was released, I think it was last year, so I'd strongly recommend going for one of those anyway. So that basically sums it up for this video. So thank you all very much for watching, and I do hope you join me in the next video on the channel. So till then, goodbye.